Hey everybody, how's it going? Simply Asia. I'm editor of Red Radar, and today I have a really cool interview. I'll be interviewing Kaycee Shakur from Chicago, and we'll be talking about her latest release. So just hang on while I get her in here, and we're gonna get started with the interview. But how is everybody doing today on this lovely Thursday? Yeah, there she go. Hey Danny. Hey Jessica. Hey Jamel. Hey,
Hey
how's
Asia,
it going?
I am good. How are
I'm
you? Oh,
good.
can you see me? I've never done like a joint live on Instagram. Look at my mama. Girl, go
Hey,
somewhere.
hey. All right. Well, how you doing today? Thank you for joining
I
me.
am good.
That's good. All right. So let's just go ahead and dive into it. So for those who don't know, go ahead and introduce yourself and where you're from.
I am Kaycee Shakur. I am from Chicago. I am an alternative R&B artist. I just dropped a project last Friday, almost a week ago now, called New Moon. So yeah, that's what I'm here to talk about.
Yes. All right. And so this project, New Moon, I really love it, honestly. My favorite song on there is probably, I don't know, probably Apocalypse Bay. I like that song. I feel like that's my favorite. Like
I
it's just
love to hear people say that. I love
I
the people. I
longer.
love when the slept on songs get when
I
people say that the slept on songs are their
it's,
favorite.
I love that song. But yeah, so let's walk us through the process. I know you were kind of like going through your career journey. I can see that reflected in this like project. So just walk us
Mhm.
through the process of you even creating it and the inspiration behind it.
Well, I first of all, I haven't dropped a project in 3 years. That break was completely unintentional.
Mhm.
I really was actually in the studio like probably 3 days after I dropped my last project. So these songs, some of them are years old at this point. But I had a lot to do in 2019. I was performing a lot. I was recording the entire 2019, and I really was hoping to drop at the mid to early 2020 when the
Mhm.
world
Yeah.
was turned upside down. So we had plans to do so much, and all of that was just shut down within an instant. Some things that nobody could have ever foresaw.
Right.
And it came 2021. Well, actually, it was the end of last year,
Mhm.
and actually not being able to execute everything that I had in my mind kind of sent me into a depression. Even though nobody really could do anything, I felt like I wasn't doing enough.
Mhm.
So it was just a hard time towards the middle of 2020, feeling like I was just nothing. Like I'm just watching my monthly listeners dwindle away, and I
Yeah.
felt like it was nothing that I could do about it. Um, so my people, my team, my friends, my manager, my circle really leaned into me, and they were like, "Girl, you got all this music. The
Mhm.
only thing you need to be doing is worrying about how you're gonna package it and put it out. You shouldn't be
Yeah.
sad about anything because you are well accomplished when it comes to the catalog. I had so much music I was sitting on. It was 13 tracks
Yeah.
on the project. So it was just them, really, my inner circle, my tribe that really I leaned on to make this a possibility. So towards like October, people started reaching out like where's the music? People were like, I will shoot you for free. I
Girl.
will follow you for free so that you can get content. And that was just the universe letting me know that people want this and
Right.
this is what I should be doing. So we went right full into project mode in October, and we kept pushing back that release date, kept pushing back that release date. And at first, it was bothering me because, like I told you, I was feeling like I wasn't doing enough. But when it got to be like maybe February, and it had been 3 years since I
Mhm.
had released something, I'm like, at this point, wait. so that you
Yeah.
can get the best possible outcome. And I'm couldn't be more proud of the outcome. I couldn't be more proud of what New Moon is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's the story.
Yeah. I feel like honestly, yeah, everybody was going through it last year. Like, and
Yeah.
so obviously puts out on the creative process. But I know you said a lot of songs was recorded, but how did like the pandemic even like affect your recording process? Like as far as studio
Mhm.
like that, how did that impact?
Well, I had a home studio, thank God. So I was always able to record if I felt like I needed to.
Mm-hmm.
But for a while, like when the pandemic first started, I feel like every artist was like, yes, we finally have time to
Mm-hmm.
focus on our music. We can just zone in and be creative. And then I think about that second month of the pandemic where we were all just at home alone, not living life. I think it really hit us that damn, we actually have to live life for us to be creatively inspired.
Mm-hmm.
So after that second month, I hit a wall. To be
Mm-hmm.
frank, I hit a wall creatively. I didn't feel like I had anything to offer or anything to say, and that's what really jolted me into that depression of feeling like I wasn't doing enough. And I was wondering, like, do I even have what it takes? Because at this point, I can't even think of a melody in my
Mm-hmm.
mind. That's
Yeah.
how deep into a depression the sitting at home could put you in. It got to a point where I was like, I don't want to be in my house anymore. I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to sit here. I don't want to look at these walls anymore.
Yeah.
So had the pandemic affected my creative process in crazy ways. But once the studio was back open and I was able to get back in there with my engineer Lonray, who I thank so much for everything that he did for us during this process, it flowed. It flowed like water. As soon as I was back, everything just mashed together. The chemistry was there, and it just happened. The songs that I wrote during the pandemic, you can kind of hear like little lines. Actually, Apocalypse Band was
Oh,
like
really?
one of the first songs that I wrote during the pandemic when I had so much inspiration. I was actually kind of like joking about like we all about to die. So if we're all about to die, then we might as well just do this love shit together before we
Yellow.
die. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So that was a song that was directly aimed at the pandemic, but the creative process definitely took a hit because of it.
Mm-hmm. And I see you have a feature featuring somebody that's from St. Louis, Maddie Wood.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Maddie. Actually, my manager Valerie, who's in
Mm-hmm.
the comments right now, she actually cooked that up. She made that happen. We were looking for a feature. I know I needed to add an outside element to the project, even though like I wrote the whole thing, you know what I'm saying? But you need that outside element. So we were looking for a feature, and I think he came up on like one of her daily mixes. Shout out to Spotify for the algorithm. And she
Yes.
was like, this dude is dope. And she went to his
Mm-hmm.
Instagram. He's from St. Louis. We reached out. He sent them the track. He liked it. It happened. Then we just found out that he lives in the city. So
Right.
it was crazy because we were under the impression that he was a St. Louis artist based in St. Louis. So when
Mm-hmm.
he had told us that he had literally just moved to the city, like maybe like a month prior to the pandemic, which was probably so crazy for him coming here right before the pandemic,
Yeah.
but he actually was able to come to the studio with us. That's when we met and we vibed out and we were actually able to record the song together. So dope process, dope artist. I was an instant fan after hearing him. Dope, dope talent coming out of St. Louis for sure.
Yes. Maddie is dope. I love him.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you feel about the Chicago music scene? I feel like it's so diverse in sound, but an artist from there, how do you feel about it? In your like your place in the music industry there?
I love it. I think that it's probably one of the most slept on, and
Mm-hmm.
not in like a drill sense because we're known for the drill music and that Cheeky Dirk era. But I think that the alternative R&B, alternative rap wave that we have here in Chicago is so slept on. I
Mm-hmm.
think that that's something that really needs to be highlighted. I think that we were kind of on that path when we had Chance consistently making music, consistently putting artists on, like the No Names and the Felixes, you know. But I think that we really need to hone back in. We can't just rely on one artist to shine that light, even though Chance did his thing when he was doing his thing. You feel me? But I think that this scene here is so diverse, so unique, and the sound is carrying, even though the artists here aren't blowing up. So the sound is traveling, but we just need that one Chicago motherfucker to get on, put everybody else on.
It's soon coming. Okay, so what's next for you? I know you just released the project. Do we can look forward to visuals or live shows? I know we're kind of open.
Yes, you
Next
can
for Kaycee.
definitely look forward to visuals. I'm super excited about the visuals and the ideas that we have moving forward. Um, Definitely focused on elevating everything, up in the quality of everything. So visuals, live performances, virtual performances, all of that coming very soon. I want to do more interactive things because where me and Valerie really shine is in like intimate, interactive events. So I want to make sure that we get to bring that to people more. And I think that it'll be a good way for people to get to know who I am as an artist. Aside from, the typical social media thing, because social media is where it is. That's where the magic happens. But I really want to pull people into real life experiences.
Yeah,
That's my thing. That's where I shine.
I love that. And
And
so
merch,
the merch.
merch coming soon. I have some really, 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 really cool merch ideas. I
Yeah.
can't wait for y'all to see them. They're gonna happen. Y'all gonna love them.
Yes. And so, bring back to like the album title. I know that you stated that like New Moon was inspired by like the moon and how it goes into different phases. So, after hitting the depression and finding inspiration again, like what do you feel like was the biggest lesson or biggest thing that you shared as your personality and that you gained as far as your artist?
Well, I'm ever evolving. So that's why I named the project New Moon, because the
Yeah.
moon is recreating itself every month. It goes through these phases, and whenever it feels necessary, it reinvents itself. And that's what I want to be able to do whenever necessary, because we are not perfect. And I said before, we always stress staying the same, like, oh, not staying the same, staying who you are, when we really, really should be stressing progression and evolution and becoming better. So that's New Moon is all about. And new in you is actually the 13th letter of the Greek alphabet, and 13 is the number of death and rebirth. So going through that depression and hitting that wall creatively was really like the death of an artist, and I really had to revive myself and bring myself back to life. So that's what New Moon is. That's what it means to me. And I'm looking forward to all of the further interpretations that people get when they listen to it, because I've had so many conversations about divination in specific, where people just tell me what that album did for them, and it's mind-boggling, because it's things that would never cross my mind. It's things that I never thought about when writing those words, but I can completely see how that could resonate in that way. So yeah, I'm really excited to see how this moves people.
Yes, I love that. So I guess let everybody know, find you. I'll definitely tag your stuff down below.
Mm-hmm.
For people that rewatches this, where they can find you,
Yes.
album.
You guys can find me everywhere at It's Kaycee Shakur, just like that, Kaycee Shakur, like Tupac. I'm Nisi Poo, if y'all didn't know. He's not really my uncle, but I'm Nisi Poo, y'all. But KayceeShakur.com is where you can keep up with everything Kaycee. Have some really cool stuff coming up, so you definitely want to follow me there. Sign up for our mailing list so that you can get that merch alert.
All right. Well, thank you so much again for talking to me today. Thank you for everybody who's tuned in. Definitely check out her fire. Honestly, no skips in my, but I love it. So
Thank you so much, Asia. I appreciate you.
congratulations on everything. Until later.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye
Bye.
bye. I don't know.